Haslam also met with media out at the owners' meeting. Couple of things that came up. He did say we took a big swing and miss with Deshaun. We thought we had the quarterback. We didn't, and we gave up a lot of draft picks to get him, so we've got to dig ourselves out of that hole. It was an organizational decision, and it ends with D&I, so hold us accountable. He also said, Scott, that they will not force a quarterback at 2, so it might take a couple of years to get a quarterback. Let's talk a little bit about those. Your read of that, and then I'll tell you kind of my thoughts with it.
Yeah, not forcing the quarterback is really interesting, and I've been, bouncing that in my head for months now. And I guess that would play into the possibility that Kenny Pickett could be their guy for whatever, and I hate to say all 17 games or whatever in 2025, because I think they're going to draft a rookie, and you would think that that rookie would play, unless Pickett starts and they win a bunch of games, and then why would you change things? Um, but if they're taking a longer term view of the quarterback situation, of the team, of their coach and GM situation, then that means you don't force a quarterback at 2. If you don't love the guy, and we've been saying that for months, Dave, if you don't love the guy, you don't take it at number 2. And then you allow things to develop and you build the rest of the roster. So I think it's certainly noteworthy that the owner says that. And I think it's a nod toward patience when we talk about the quarterback and the entire roster. And then the Watson thing, it's certainly notable that Haslam would say that on the record and call it a big swing and miss. And at least he's not trying to gaslight the fans because we've known this for a while now. It wasn't a secret that he was a big swing and miss and that the trade was a disaster and that he set back this franchise from a salary cap perspective, from a draft pick perspective, which is why the Browns really need to hit on this year's draft picks because they've missed those first rounders the last 3 years. The roster has not been able to be kind of turned over with young talent because they haven't had those resources, and that's all or mostly attributed to that Deshaun Watson trade. So I think it was important that Haslam acknowledge that publicly.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it certainly seems like he likes the people that he has in place. Because when you come out and say it was an organizational decision, it comes back to me. That leads me to believe that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry. Now you can't go through another 3-14, but it doesn't sound like they're on a short leash to me at all.
Yeah, I'd agree. That was certainly the tone of the Haslam's comments. It was Jimmy and D talking down there in Florida. Um, that when you say organizational, it means you're not singling out one person, and that would tend to be Andrew Berry. He's the GM. He's in charge of the personnel department, the roster moves, and I think Haslam is taking some of that responsibility, some of that blame away from Berry, and knowing that the Haslams are a big part of this, and they had to agree to write the 200 or the whatever series of checks that equal the $230 million fully guaranteed, and they had to go precedent, set a new precedent with that much fully guaranteed, even though we know all the issues Watson had had off the field down in Houston. So I think the Haslams taking that accountability certainly is good news for Stefanski and Barry and would signal to me, along with the other comments, that this is about more than 2025. They're taking a bigger picture view. Those guys just got extensions last offseason. And if you really feel like he set you back, the Deshaun Watson move set the organization back so far, then you can't expect to maybe bounce back in one offseason.